Hello, 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 hello. Sorry for the delay, I was taking a moment to chat with the roommate about, he just finished, what's it called? Final Fantasy 14 and Walker. It was a good time. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, it's me. I'm gaming. Except I'm not gaming today. I'm reading. God help me. Yeah, hello to Dutch, Chris, Darkstar, Biscuit, Dark Black, KL, I think that was everyone? And Chris the Renegade. Nice shave. Thank you. I have an interview today, and I wish I didn't have to fucking shave, but here we are. I hate how I look with no beard. A little bit of beard is okay. No beard, just, I don't look great. I look very scuffed. I do not like my chin. My chin is substandard, subpar. But, yeah, I have a big fucking job interview today that I'm gonna have to handle, so. We shaved. God help me. That is very loud. Hold the fuck. You look 20, not in a good way. Yeah, nice to fucking see you too, KL. God damn. Sees the candy on the desk. It's Tic Tacs. I wouldn't even really call this candy. These are more just things that you put into your mouth for a little bit. It's a mint. Yeah, it's orange Tic Tacs. Do you not have orange Tic Tacs where you live? But the orange flavor. So it's an orangey mint. The interview has not happened yet. I will say this much. The interview happens in a couple hours. I'm going to have to end in about 2 hours. Just so I can have time to get ready and wash up and prepare. But fucking, I already know what I'm going to be starting the conversation with, because, my god, I went and checked the, here, I'm going to get some Library of Ruina music in. Actually, let's do... Can I just find a big thing? Oh, yeah, Project Moon OST. Hit shuffle on that shit. Hell yeah. Okay. Well, I got a wheezing out of that one. Used to just munch the Tic Tacs. God, I can never do that. That's too powerful. I'm running with W Core Mare because I fat fingered this election. Oh no. But yeah, interviews in a little bit, and the website. I can't talk about the website, like, in specifics, because if I did, you guys would be able to find where I'm about to go work, and consequently, the area in which I live, which I would rather not dox myself, but, boy howdy, the website for these guys needs some fucking work. Holy shit. Bold of you to assume I'm not already in your walls. Well, start paying rent then, bitch. It is, it's rough. What, you telling me you couldn't crunch them like a strong, huh? So where does working as a social media specialist? I mean, I might wind up going that way. I know what job I don't even really know what job I'm applying for. I'm applying for a marketing coordinator, which, whatever the fuck that means. But, like, the place that I'm looking at, their opening website has 2, like, gargantuan issues that I spotted off of a cursory read-through. Like, I read it casually for, like, 30 seconds, and I spotted 2 huge fuck-ups and 3 minor fuck-ups. And it took me all of 10 minutes between packing up the house for the move and a date, which went well, by the way. We got Mexican food and watched Bullet Train. If you haven't seen that movie, banger movie. Fun fucking time. You telling me you couldn't crunch them like a straw? I thought you were referring to people doxing. Yeah. Coordinate the market. Synergies the business. Profit in all the margins. No, it was even worse. I think the specific words that they used at the end of it, like they ended up, first things first, they had 2-2. So TO space TO, they had a repeated word in there, which is like, listen, your first impression matters a lot. Just anywhere. Just the first thing that you show to a person of yourself is kind of really important. This is true for content. Hi, that's me. It's true for life, interpersonal relationships, like friends that you're meeting, relationships that you're meeting on your own, and God, what was the other one? Most important, business meetings. The welcome section of their website has 2 instances where they almost repeat the fucking, they in one time where they do repeat the word, and then another one where they basically repeat the same word. And it's like, y'all, I put this through a word processor and it caught this. Are you guys so lazy that you don't even have the time to, like, run this shit through a word processor? Oh, but don't worry, there's a thing at the bottom that says, oh, this website is under construction. If it's this under construction, don't make it live. Fuck. Are you sure it's not a scam? Normally low effort website and shite is a scam. Oh, I'm gonna be well aware. I'm gonna be letting people know that if I'm not like calling back someone after like half an hour of being there, like call the police. My other 2 bits on this is the thing that kind of means that it's not a scam is this is in the middle of a relatively like decent office space. I'm resisting the urge to say who would hire you anyway so hard right now. KL, if you do, you will be banned. Be nice. But yeah, I am definitely coming at this with a fucking a blade positioned between me and them. Like, how legit are you guys? It's like, I did get a phone call from them. I am in some kind of system where I'm getting text messages, but I'm definitely a little cautious about this. The dual-bladed dagger, indeed. Okay, yes, sorry for rambling about that. I don't remember where I left off with, the funny story, the distortion, the DD. I think this is where the fedora mobster on her shoulders. He's even decided. Yeah, this is where we meet Uria Atelier, right? Yeah. The smoke in the city after the camera guy, and they went to the workshop. Yeah, we're just after the workshop. If I remember correctly, the workshop, they like, they basically brought the workshop lady back with them. And oh god, that's right. Uria has 0 distortion on them, which is super unusual because fucking everyone and everything that they see is somewhat distorted. God help us. Yeah, and the workshop had teddy bear guards, which presumably means that she's already like completely distorted, but I don't know. Maybe she's like a resolved distortion in the same way that the ensemble was. We'll see. Okay. If this problem isn't fixed in time, I'm gonna get fired and all of my subordinates will get sacked. Yay. K Young Produce Company. Rimbus Company! Fucking best intro. By the way, sorry that we're sitting in the Limbus category. There's just a lot of people in here, and so I was like, let's just do this one because a lot of people tend to fucking watch this. Your brief injection of Limbus content is that I was grinding all throughout my, all throughout yesterday, basically. And yes, that means it. Sorry, housing stuff. Very important. I did my grinding. I got Enclair. I sat down and I fucking played the absolute shit out of some Limbu over yesterday and a couple days before then. It was literally just non-stop mirror dungeon runs. But we got there. I got the last thing that I wanted, and doubly fun is I got my hands on fucking Hexdoll, the teddy bear one for Faust, just off of a random single pull that I did through paid currency, which was like, oh my god, Hexnail, bruh. I now have a full kit at the moment for Faust, which is like, god, that's so fucking cool. I'm currently lacking, the only stuff that I'm lacking on is, god, what is it? I'm missing R-ish, Otis's ego with, Otis's gotcha ego, the one with the dude from, what's it called? Railway. The one with the big fucking, like, temple from, Refraction Railway. I got Hexnail from the Dimension Shredder. Yeah, same. I got, and the only other thing that I'm missing is, I'm missing literally one other, hold on, I'm just gonna pull it up on my phone and then turn it fucking down. Did you say CPT? Is that supposed to be CBT karma? Cock and ball torture karma? A nice snap. Banger, by the way. Oh, Captain Karma. Cock and ball torture. Anyway, yeah, I'm most of the way done with my farming for stuff. Or I'm completely done with my farming for stuff. It's just that I almost finished out all of Season 1's drops, which is like, hell yeah. I got the, I did get the Yisang ego. I did get, Dimension Shredder, Jumper. I did get one of those from the gacha that it was involved in. What's the other ego? Yeah, okay, the other ego that I'm missing is, Hong Lu's Dimension Shredder. Other than that, I've actually got everything. Why the fuck do I have 500 donkey shards? What the fuck? I am at 267 for Yisang. I don't think I have enough time to go farm out enough mirror dungeons in order to get Yisang up there, but oh well. I've joined late and do not have everything, but I have what I care about for now. That's what's important. Having everything is not the goal. Having what you want is the goal. And if you want everything, you probably shouldn't be playing a gacha, I'll be real. Anyway, let's actually read Distortion Detective 30 minutes into the stream. Ahem. 3 people sat around the dining table for 2. It's early in the morning and Ezra is already glaring at Yuria. She must be irked by this little intruder that popped into her ordinary life. It's curious how you could stare at me for 30 minutes straight all the while having breakfast. Wouldn't you agree, Detective? Yuria spoke with a smile. You little thing! Detective Moses, it looks like Ezra is mocking us for our height. That's not... Noises. My head is ringing. The rice is well cooked, and yet I'm losing my appetite thanks to the noisy ruckus these two are causing. This has been going on for a week. I'd hate to have to deal with this every morning for the rest of my life. Quiet! Owie! Quiet! They yelled as I kicked them in the shin. Could you two keep it down while we're eating at the very least? Ezra and Yuria nodded. There's never anything to get done for this whole season other than a 2-star. Speak for yourself, I have a hoarding habit. Only thing I'd care about later is W Corp Donkey, but it's chill. Realizes they literally all have N Corp units. I think I'm being told by the game to use them. Yeah, I need to, I probably should have done a couple of the mirror dungeon runs with my, my charge setup, because I think I've got everything for charge stuff. Literally the only charge-focused thing that I'm lacking is the Hong Lu one, and Hong Lu doesn't have a fucking charge ID, so like, okay. Anyway. My appetite is finally restored in the fresh serenity. I place a quail egg boiled in soy sauce on warm rice and eat it. The food we bought from Rand's Side Dish Stall, a grocery store that recently opened up near our office, turned out to taste good. I should visit them more often. After finishing the meal, I headed out to the terrace to smoke as per my daily routine. Ezra, do the dishes. Yes, Chief. Listening to the sound of Ezra washing the dishes, I puff out tobacco smoke and look down. Distorted creatures are heading to distorted workplaces as usual. This scenery of the street will forever be the same. Yuria, is the gear all finished? Sure thing. 11 pieces in total, right, Detective Moses? 11 pieces of equipment in just 1 week. That's quite impressive. Besides, the gear was commissioned by Ezra, not me. Likely, she must have asked for complex and elaborate gadgets to spite her. This quality is yet to be demonstrated, but the production speed is certainly on the level of a Meister. Ezra, is that the correct amount? Ezra stops cleaning the dishes for a moment and nods while staring at the plate she's holding. It seems like the two won't even properly talk to each other anytime soon. If you keep refusing to cooperate with each other, I'm cutting your salaries, you two. I don't mind that, though. I'm not working here for money, after all. Yuria responds nonchalantly. I don't mind that either. Detective, you don't have to pay me at all this month. Can't believe Ezra would go so far as to say that. These two make such a childish pair. Placed my hand on my forehead. I won't care what the hell you do with each other, so just don't let your little feud disturb our work. Yes, got it. Ooh, tentacruel in chat. What a fucking cutoff. Wow, free labor. Poggers. I love that I put it on loop. And, oh, I put it on loop and shuffle, but it didn't actually shuffle, Lamau. This has all of the fucking Project Moon OST in it. And it's like, hey, you know what? What if we did Limbo's Company? Also, chat, if you catch wind of a Millie song, scream Millie alarm so that I know to change it, because that'll get fucking, not TOS, but it'll be a pain in the ass for me to deal with on YouTube. When this goes up on YouTube, I'm gonna have to go in and be like, alright, debate against them. All of them. Just anything that has a Millie song in it. Scream Millie alarm. We haven't had any noteworthy requests since we took in Yuria. They were all trivial matters where I didn't have to use my pipe, and most of them weren't even cases of the distortion at all. I expected Yuria to be disappointed by this uneventfulness, but she seems hardly bothered. I went downstairs with my pipe still in my mouth and rummaged through the request box. An envelope happens to be waiting for me. I tore it open and read the paper inside. This case smells like a big one. The three of us walk the street together. You get requests from companies too? Yuria asked. Companies in the back streets are our most frequent clients, in fact. They love to simply pass the burden of dealing with troublesome incidents onto the offices that specialize in solving them. So 8 o'clock is at him. You should just always let me know whenever 8 o'clock Circus is playing so I can throw my PC into the fucking dumpster. I answered, holding my pipe between my teeth. Ezra is following us a few steps behind in silence. I suppose I should try to humor her today. We arrived at the company building. It's a rather large enterprise that occupies the entirety of a 10-story building. Perhaps it's a subcontractor of a wing. Ezra and I presented our fixer IDs as well as the letter of request to the lobby, while Yuria showed her workshop union certificate. We received a visitor's pass each and wore them around our necks. The security guard waiting at the elevator confirmed the passes and asked for our destination. Floor 8. Giving a brief answer, we took the elevator up to the floor written in the letter of request. Hi, Nona. Hope you're having a good day. We are clearing through some DB. God bless. It's been a minute. We are not very deep into this. When the elevator doors opened on the 8th floor, someone greeting us. Hello, dear fixers. I've been waiting for you. Here's my business card. The card introduced them as Kong Jin Sil, section manager of Taeyong Produce Co. I've requested 3 offices about this matter so far, but none of them could resolve it. If this problem isn't fixed in time, I'm gonna get fired, and all of my subordinates will get sacking too. I think they actually translated that better up there. What the fuck? If you don't have to worry anymore. You don't have to worry anymore. Detective Moses over here will elegantly take care of those cases for you. I've been lurking for a while. Well, hello then. Thank you for popping up. Yuria intervened while Ezra still remained quiet. Greetings. I'm Moses from Moses' office, handling mysteries and unsolved cases. May I ask who recommended our office to you? The, Ame office recommended you to us. They said Moses' office should be the perfect fit for this kind of case. Ame office. That must be where Kaoru is. The kid likes to complain, but they subtly care for us quite a bit. Let's get right to the point. Where are the people suffering from the symptoms? Let's get right to the point. Where are the people suffering from the symptoms you described in the letter of request? Yeah, we've never heard of Ame Office before, at least not... We haven't heard of Ame Office before in the sense that we haven't. Y'all motherfuckers that read Distortion Detective probably have. Oh, those employees are actually in the sleeping chamber on the 4th basement floor. Huh? Not up here. Sleeping chamber on the 4th basement floor? Fucking hate it here. A sleeping chamber? What is a sleeping chamber doing in a company? Yuri asked curiously. That means this is a corrupt company that forces its employees to work. Oh, that means this is a corrupt company that forces its employees to work overtime so often they don't get any time to go back home for sleep. Ezra replied in a plain tone. Oh my. Well, it's not just us, you see. Most firms do the same thing these days. That's capitalism for you, baby. Yeah, we actually talked about that a little bit during my date. How fucking both Korea and Japan have some pretty fucked up work cultures, to the point that like the bit where kids in wings or in nests basically go to school with the exclusive goal of being hired by the nest is not like that inaccurate from how Korea actually is, where it's like most kids go to school with the goal of being hired by like, it's like Samsung. There's like 3 major corporations that basically run Korea. It's like, let's just say, it's not surprised that the concept for the city came out of South Korea, because Jesus Christ. Manager Kang appeared rather perplexed by what Ezra said. Please lead the way then. Of course, this way please. With reason, because of the big wallet, indeed. We got back in the elevator. Manager Kang tagged their security keycard on the elevator's control panel, revealing a set of buttons that led to basement floors. This company building goes as deep as 15 floors underground. One could very well run into some hideous ruins at this depth. Oh, some hidden ruins at this depth. That's a curious statement. I had assumed that ruins, as we understand them in the city, existed in the outskirts, or like the further you get away from the center of the city, the more common ruins become. I didn't think that they existed underground, which makes me wonder, the will of the city that we ran into at the end of the library, that was underground too. I wonder if that counts as a ruin? I don't know. I think it's a Ravnica kind of situation. Yeah, where it was just, the city is built on top of it so much. Interesting. Interesting that you can find ruins underground as well as further out. What kind of produce company goes so deep underground? Ezra asked. I'm afraid I can't answer that much in detail. You can just think of the underground space as our warehouse. Lobcore was also underground too. And Lobcore is also a fucking wing. Like, I feel like that's not the best example, because like Lobcore definitely had the resources to probably avoid any underground ruins that they would have found and probably deal with them on top of it. But like, I don't know, I'm not saying that, oh, it was a ruin. I'm just saying it is interesting because God knows I can't fucking speculate in chat without people being like, he's saying this exactly! He's saying that the marks on people's heads make them a color! Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that it's an equivalent. It means that they are marked for important things. But that's a whole fucking discussion for later. It is just very interesting that, oh, it could also, instead of being these weird capital R ruins that, like, we hear about where A-left tier entities lurk around, it could be ruins of an old wing where, like, fucked up singularities, like, are left around. Well, mere speculation. Simply throwing shit at a wall and seeing what sticks. Interesting. That's the end. I swear to God, if I see anyone in chat giving me shit for fucking speculating, I'm gonna blow my goddamn gasket. Anyway. You can just think of the underground space as our warehouse. I don't know about that. Manager King answered as they pressed the button to the 4th basement floor. Is Manager King gonna wind up being a multiversal conqueror? This is what happens when you die in a Marvel movie. This is what happened to King at the end of Quantumania. He got sent to the city. Fate worse than death. With a jingle, the elevator arrived at its destination. We were met with complete darkness when we stepped out. Oh my, why is it so dark in here? Because it's where people sleep, duh. Ezra answered Yuria's question again. Manager Kang groped along the wall looking for a light switch, and soon enough, orange bulbs on the ceiling lit up, one row at a time. More people could be seen with each set of light bulbs lit. Numerous people were lying on the floor, arranged in an orderly manner. Haha, as you can see here... Oh, this is a piano cover. Based. These employees won't wake up at all. Not waking from their dreams, huh? What kind of dreams could they be having to make faces like this? Ezra said, tilting her head to the side. They seem to have escaped into their dreams. We should have a look at their recent work records. Yuria spoke with a smile. Yeah, I thought so too, I said in agreement. Ezra groaned. Oh dear, and I was trying to appease Ezra for a while now. That's not all, actually. Alstbro Malax Widron Roxariovo Vasa Den Crescid. Oh, wait. Seems like they're repeating at the very least. All the people lying on the floor opened their eyes and began chanting unintelligible words in unison. The wide underground floor was soon filled with the voices of the many. Eek! Ezra freaked out. I think there was some sort of message in what they just uttered. Yuria spoke with her eyes closed, focusing on the sound. The voices once again echoed throughout the floor. Is this part of the ARG? It certainly fucking seems like it. A, B, M, W, D, R, R, V... Nope. The voices once again echoed throughout the floor. Manager, we'd like to check their work records for the past month. I turned around as I spoke to Manager Kang, who I expected to be right behind us. He was instead inside the elevator. A steel gate then blocked entry to the elevator. My apologies, fixers. I'm sure you people are capable enough to handle this, right? The elevator doors began sliding. Tell me, what happened to Kaoru from Ame office? You'll be able to find out soon enough. I hope you can survive this hell. The elevator doors were closed completely. They got us good. Light bulbs on the ceiling flicker. Every time the light bulbs flickered, hundreds of eyes still lying on the floor could be seen gazing at us. Blink. 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 Okay, well, welcome to the fucking produce company. Here's some oranges, and eternal damnation by becoming one of the voices of the many in the sleep dimension. Neat. They really did just come out here and say, alright, time for shit to get fucking weird. Detective, I'm so hopeless with this kind of stuff. Every atrocious moment of the past throughout my life swirls around me. Oh, good. Ezra took cover behind me, speak... Did I skip? No. Ezra took cover behind me, speaking in a faint, squeaky voice. She's not helping, I suppose. Shall we start by looking, for an exit, Detective? She still has the nerve to take jabs at Ezra in times like this. I must wonder if she ever gets tired of it. You have night vision goggles or something of the sort? Ah, right! There's a few in my dimensional bag. I'm the one who crafted the glasses, though. Well, I planned out the functions for them. I commend you both, so hand me the damn glasses already. Ezra rummaged through her dimensional bag and took out 3 pairs of eyeglasses, handing a pair to each of us. The temples of the glasses are decorated with ribbons, typical Northern Workshop fashion. Do they really have to adorn everything they make with such ornaments? Putting on the eyeglasses, I just love the idea of them wearing these big fancy glasses with ribbons coming off the side. Putting on the eyeglasses, I could gain a clear vision of the chamber as if it were brightly lit by the sun. Even with the light bulbs on the ceiling blinking frantically, the glasses automatically compensate for the rapid changes in brightness, allowing me to see things at a constant degree of brightness. Probably don't repeat the word brightness there. Quite impressive. I would have had to rely on a lighter to barely see things in front of us in the old days of just Ezra and I working together. It certainly is convenient to have a Meister working for our office. Detective, what do we do if they all start jumping at us? Ezra asked worriedly. Ezra worriedly asked. Important distinction, except it's not. I'm pondering on what to do as well. Looking around, I can count 108 employees here in total. They're all blinking at the same time, chanting the same words. What could this mean? For what purpose? Perhaps... It seems as if the minds of these people are linked together. Detective, over there! Ezra pointed to a mashed pile of flesh lying in a corner of the sleeping chamber. There were several of them around the chamber, in fact. I could see at least 8 of them, all created at different times. We approached a pile that appears to be the most recent. It's a dead body, as I suspected. A corpse that was crushed brutally. Something in this room smashed people. Smash monkey. Oh god, are we gonna wind up with a Tom Airy situation? Or is it just psychic force? All I know is I'm fucking bonking W about this. Also, this is fucking Millie Alarm. Bwamp, bwamp, bwamp. There we go. Millie Alarm! Lame ant. They were thrown with tremendous force. It's been at least 33 hours since this blood was spilled, judging from its state. This body seems to have suffered heavy external damage, Yuria said as she observed the pile of flesh with a magnifying glass. Huh? Kaoru. This sword belonged to Kaoru. That means our opponent had enough physical strength to pound a grade 4 fixer into a pulp. The rest of the lumps of flesh nearby are likely what became of the office fixers from Ame office. There is nothing in our sight that appears to be the culprit, however. The only other things in this space are 108 sleeping employees of a produce company still wearing their suits and the 3 of us. Detective, how do these employees appear to your eyes? Ezra asked. Well, obviously they all have different forms of distortions. Now, something is different. The employees did have distortions of their own, but without any common trait to be found. Much like those I see in the streets. Yet, their distortions are beginning to disappear. The one whose face was missing regains their face. The one whose right arm was scorched has their arm restored. Cylindrical objects are being removed from another person. The distortions are all gathering to a certain spot. I looked towards the point where all distortions were converging. Smoke billowed from what appeared to be an altar. Then their chant must be some kind of code and a ritual to summon something. The smoke gradually condenses into a certain shape. Should we kill all the employees sleeping here? We don't even know what may manifest from that smoke. It's hard to judge something we know nothing about. I don't have a good feeling about this. It could turn out to be a favorable phenomenon. It could be an opportunity. At the same time, it's just as likely to be something that could kill us all. I cannot make any judgment on this phenomenon that I'm experiencing for the first time. Should I kill 108 people at my own discretion based on an uncertain possibility? The lives of Ezra and Yuria depend on my decision. My thoughts accelerate. Ezra and Yuria are saying something to me. Damn it, I know. I should come up with something. If I were to use my white breath, could I control more than 100 people at once? I've never tried something of that scale yet. However, I'll only end up ruining myself even in the worst case scenario. Even in the worst case scenario? Yes, this is the most plausible option I have. Having made up my mind, I opened my eyes. It's vaguely concerning that all of their distortions are, like, gathering together. Which is not great. Which is kind of fucking spooky. Because this is like a giant distortion blob, it seems. The floor under each employee opened up, storing them in the space below. It was as if they were being used as batteries at the mine. It's too late. Only 3 of us remained in the 100 Pyong space. Jeez. Where's the translator's note? A Korean unit of floor space. It's similar to the real estate measurements units of tatami and tsubo in Japan. 100 Pyong is about 330 square meters, or 3,558 square feet. Until we notice something standing before us. At least 3 meters in body size. Oh, I immediately hate it. 6 arms, massive muscles that look like they could burst at any moment. A skeleton head, blue flames spurting from its gaping mouth, red eyes staring at me. The shape was complete. The creature assumes a bizarre pose. This is a completely hostile entity. Instinctual fear overwhelms us. Yuria grabbed my sleeves tight. Ezra's eyes changed. What the fuck? Ezra, what we're about to face is something completely different than anything we've dealt with before. Yes, Detective. Ezra puts her dimensional bag on the floor. Yuria, observe me to your heart's content. Of course I will. I held my pipe between my lips. I closed my eyes and began breathing in. This distortion has the same scent as the pianist. A distortion dedicated to slaughtering people. One moment of carelessness means death. Yet I am beginning to feel excited. I suppose this old habit will die hard. All out assault mode, Mark 3. Ezra's dimensional bag emitted an orange glow as she shouted. Fuck. Ezra armed herself with exoskeletons of various shapes all over her body. Ezra's big, bulky body was made even bigger, her size now comparable to that beast we're facing. I noticed that the exoskeletons she's wearing don't exactly appear to be the ones I saw her use before. These must be Yuria's work here, though it seems that Ezra found the time to stipple them with stickers like she does with everything else she owns. When did you plaster my gear with silly stickers like that? Yuria complained, as expected. If it looks like we're about to die, don't look back and just run. I'm sure you can fix that elevator somehow. I'll earn you enough time. Ezra spoke in a calm tone. What are you talking about? Yuria dropped her usual impudence. I placed my hand on my forehead. Stop jinxing us, you two. We're all making it back alive. With a thunderous kick against the floor, the giant leaped at me. Its skeletal head came right in front of me in a blink of an eye, one of its arms winding up for a punch. A clean hit from that fist could turn me into a pulp. I stood still and closed my eyes. Bang! Ezra cut it immediately and sent the skeleton giant flying as quickly as it had approached me. I won't let you lay so much as a finger. I won't let you lay so much as a finger on the detective. Swoosh! Crashing into the wall, the skeleton soon jumped out and threw its fist at Ezra. But bang! Ezra held her arms high and deployed a powered shield to block its attack. My hair and coat fluttered from the blast of air created from its impact. The skeletal giant is a purely physical being. I doubt psychological attacks will have any effect on it. I could try restricting its movement to assist Ezra, but even if I did, can she deliver the finishing blow to that monster? I doubt that either. Ezra, protect me with all your strength. Yes, Chief! Ezra responded loud and clear. I inhaled a crimson breath. Yuria-style rotary drill! 3 drills emerged from the exoskeleton of Ezra's right arm as she thrust at the skeleton beast's body. They struggled to penetrate the giant's hard skin, throwing up sparks in all directions. Is it a skeleton, or does it have skin? I feel like drills on a skeleton would not be... Yeah, this very much so is dynamic entry! The giant uses 2 of its arms to grab Ezra's right arm and pushes her away. Listen, I am trying very hard to read this in a cohesive and understandable way that sounds neat and is immersive to the reader. And let me read how that sentence actually went. The giant uses 2 of its arms her to grab Ezra's right arm her and pushes her away her. Bruh. Come the fuck on. Her. Like, God, please, just give me access to this. Give me access to this for 5 minutes and I can fix this. While charging up strength with the other 4. Ezra continues to strike the giant's waist, her with her left arm, her. I swear to God. Boom! 4 straight punches land on Ezra at once. The sheer strength of the giant's 4 arms knocks Ezra across the chamber and into the wall. I inhaled a crimson red breath. You dummy, use the axe! Yuria yelled urgently. Yuria-style axe! Ezra pulled a long pole from her back, which turns into a 2-handed battle axe of enormous size. Hell yeah. I never thought this stupidly large axe would actually see use, Yuria mumbled. I inhaled a crimson red breath. Ezra charged at the giant with the axe in her hands. At the same time, the Colossus lifts its right arms and lunged at her. Slice! The 3 muscular arms of the giant flung into the air, cleaved clean by the axe. It's an axe sharpened by my It's an axe sharpened by my teddies in my workshop for 4 whole days. I bet it cuts better than hyper-oscillation blades, huh? I did not read teddies for that. I read tendies, believe it or not. It's an axe sharpened by my tendies. Yum, 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 my chicken tendies. Just slap some fucking fried chicken on there, and it makes it harder, and it makes it more slashy. Oh, so not PM brain rot for once. Yes, believe it or not. Rare occurrence, not PM brain rot. It really does. Ezra's eyes sparkled with enthusiasm. I inhaled a crimson red breath. Watch out, Yuria gave Ezra a warning. Zoom shunk. The cleaved right arm morphed into sharp stakes and wedged into Ezra's flesh. Ezra swings her axe up, chopping off this arm stake still stuck in her body. Ezra then proceeded to kick the giant away and swung her axe at the giant's body this time. Clang! Ezra, the edge is all worn down now. Ezra threw the frayed axe onto the ground. I inhaled a crimson red breath. Ezra and the giant engage in a brutal scuffle. The Titan ruthlessly pummels Ezra with its 3 remaining arms and its legs, crushing her exoskeletons bit by bit. Blood gushes out from the stakes stuck in her body. Detective Moses, please! Yuria cried at me. I inhaled a crimson red breath. I do not stop inhaling. I close my eyes and sink into my inner world. Every atrocious moment of the past throughout my life swirls around me. The memories of violence I never want to recall. Blood, scars, corpses, pain, war, carnage. I concentrate all of that malice into a single point. Good work, Ezra. The smoking pipe became a scarlet, coarse cylinder in my hand. I aimed the cylindrical shape at the oversized skeleton. Crimson point. I stabbed the cylinder into the giant. The cylinder expanded by about 5 meters, erasing the creature's upper body. It bore a hole through the giant's body, a hole created from physical force, yet the origin of that force was neither external nor internal. What was once there simply vanished. Yeah, holy fuck, this seems like a goddamn pillar. My body was shaking, my eyes were bloodshot, and my mind swarmed with destructive impulses. I must maintain reason. I coughed out a thick clot of blood, and I felt a familiar embrace. It's all right, Detective. It's over now. DDR? DDR! Ezra hugged me, her body soaked in blood. Yuria was next to me, sitting on the floor crying, and I could come back to myself. You all did well. I stood back up and adjusted my coat. It's about time we figure out just what's going on in this damned company. Put my pipe in my mouth. Neat! Dance Dance Revolution! Yeah, that was fucking sick. I do love that the advanced tech that they have here is or the ability that they that Moses has here is apparently able to fucking replicate some pretty crazy stuff. I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a pillar, but like, damn. Also, I fucking love her design. I love the wrench. It's also got a cute ribbon on it because she can't help it. It's also got a bunch of gears and a cute little teddy bear. Age 21, gender female, affiliation, grade Meister, self-proclaimed. About 5'7". Her hobbies are having tea parties with her teddy bears, is what she claims, though they essentially appear to be brainstorming sessions for weapon ideas. Her specialties are crafting quality equipment at high speed. Her birthday is July 15th. Her likes are teddy bears, bitter brewed coffee, and collecting unique adhesive plasters, also known as Band-Aids. It really is a comically large spoon and a fucking Monster Hunter weapon. Dislikes things that get in her way, cherry cupcakes, and coffee with syrup or sugar. Sugar? Really? I get syrup. July 15th, sign me the fuck out. Han Hee-jun. This man is 37. This guy is 37. Bet. Gender, male. Affiliation, 7 Association HQ Section 2. What part of 7 Association were we, or is, Rhodia, or not Rhodia, is Otis a part of? It's, South Section 6 7 Association. Okay, so, nowhere around here. It says she liked bitter coffee, so I understand sugar. Actually, you know what? That's fair. Did you say fucking smash pegs? I mean, that sounds about right given the name. And this motherfucker is also about 5'7". God damn it. He's a grade 2 fixer though, which means he's a badass. Hobbies, I wouldn't really say he has any. The only thing he did whenever I saw him was the work that's put in front of him. Specialties, quick analytic prowess, and level-headed judgment. Birthday is July 20th. He likes tidiness, sweet coffee with about 3 sugar cubes. Jesus, that's a lot of sugar. His dislikes are affairs that leave a mess which need to be dealt with afterwards. Oh god. Ye sang at home, bro. You're not wrong. Like, not incorrect. Alright. An artificial distortion created by someone's design. Oh no. Oh no. Yuria, you're more than capable of repairing this elevator, right? Yes. Please get it fixed as quickly as possible. I'll be looking after Ezra for a bit. No worries, Detective. I've been through this much a lot. There have been a few occasions that could harm Ezra this badly. Though injuries in general are not a huge concern for her, still, it wouldn't hurt to take extra caution, considering that it's the distortion we're dealing with this time. I came near Ezra, who's resting on the floor, and took out a first aid kit from her dimensional bag. It's been a while since I bandaged your wounds myself. It really has. The stakes embedded in Ezra's body fizzled into vapor when the skeleton beast fell. I wrap a Fanar workshop pressure bandage on the open wounds. Blood is still oozing out, but there doesn't seem to be any sign of infection or transmission. What was up with this distortion, Detective? They said it! They said the title! Poggers! These things keep getting tougher and tougher. Could it be the same type as the mock exam case? Beats me. Alright, take care of the rest yourself. I stood up and roll the credits! I stood up and approached the altar-like black box at the other end of the chamber. The distortions of this company's employees were sucked into this box. Oh god, it's shit and fart. Don't look at it! Don't look at it! Which in turn created a white smoke that manifested into one giant distortion. That wasn't a mass distorted shared by many people like the one we saw in the mock exam case. An artificial distortion created by someone's design. Ezra, come and get this weird thing when you're done bandaging. Got it, Chief! Ezra picked up the bag and dusted herself off as she stood up. Detective Moses, the elevator is working. Detective Moses, the elevator is working. We can get to any floor we want now. This company intentionally put its employees to sleep in this underground chamber and hired fixers to fight against the man-made distortion. What are they planning to do with it? Develop it into a weapon? If they could manage to control the distortion through technical methods, they'd shake up the balance of power for sure. But how exactly? How is it possible to quantitively measure and manipulate the human mind through a device or two? The technology that could achieve such a feat would be nothing short of a singularity. It's not an advancement that some obscure company in the backstreets could make on its own. Something is up with this company. Is this, if I remember correctly, this all takes place, like, at the same time as Library, which means that L Corp has already fallen. I wonder if anyone managed to get their hands on some information from L Corp, and that's why the information here is so, like, they're actually able to do stuff with it. Because, like she said, it's nothing short of a singularity, so I wonder if they have parts of a singularity or, like, information on it. Like, maybe there was some espionage that went on, like we see with Gaze Company. Let's head to the 8th floor. Understand. Understood. We're heading up. Ezra hurriedly hopped into the elevator. That strange box fortunately seems to fit in her dimensional bag, somehow. Sionbei, are you feeling alright? Silence ensued. Ezra Sionbei. Me? I'm your Sionbei? Ezra exclaimed with some surprise. Since we're both assistants of Detective Moses, and you're my senior hero, I'm calling you Sionbei from here on out. Yuria finally seems to have acknowledged Ezra. Oh gosh, Detective, she must be distorted! Let's save the friendly jokes for when we get back to our office. We're almost at the 8th floor now. It's a good bit. Ding dong. We were met with a strong scent of blood when the elevator doors opened. This is the smell of fresh blood. The office was overgrown with green vines, bearing countless red fruits on the ceiling. My eyes traced along the stems of the vines, starting from their tips on the ceiling. They led back to the agape mouths of this company's employees. None of them were alive. Okay. The same box we'd seen in the sleeping chamber was placed in the middle of this office. Yet another distortion. God damn, alright, so... Is this how they grow their fruit? Detective, does that mean that there's more like the one we just fought? Concerned Ezra asked. I place my hand on my forehead. We can't take this anymore. Both Ezra and I are at our limits. We'll be dead meat if we face another distortion at the level of the one we encountered just before. Ezra, Yuria, our objective from now on is to survive. Follow every order I give you. The two nod in response. The two nodes in response. The two become nodes to use within doors and upgrading your equipment in Dead Space in response. This is now a Dead Space sequel. God help us. The distortions are necromorphs. Have fun. A siren went off, followed by an announcement. Emergency lockdown. Emergency lockdown. Taeyong Produce Company is closing business as of now. Repeat, Taeyong Produce Company is closing business as of now. Dear employees, as per the terms of the employee contract, you may not leave the company building. Repeat. Shutters came down on the office's windows one by one. Ezra, use as much force as possible to break that window right now. Yes, Chief. Ezra equipped both the Mirror Workshop's and Alice Workshop's gauntlets on her hands and dashed into the window for a powerful strike. The massive weight of the punch sent tremors through the office, but it only left a dent on the shutter. That was no ordinary steel. We're completely trapped here. I took out my pipe and started smoking on it. Hey, Nona, thank you very much for the subscription. It is appreciated. Thank you for your support. God bless. Any amount of cash helps out immensely. Here's hoping I have to rely a lot less on cash from chat once. Hopefully this job goes through and this isn't just a fucking scam setup. Yuria gave me bad news on top of this. Ka-chink, ka-chink, smash! Ka-chink, ka-chink, smash! I hear something shattering. Did the window give in to the impact? Of course not. I was a dunce and a fool to make such a hasty assumption. Ezra, get your Stigma Blade ready. And Yuria, can you make a device that can start a fire currently? None that I can craft at the moment, but I could try using something I prepared for your smoking pipe, Detective Moses. Oh no. The red objects hanging from the ceiling were not fruit of any kind. They were eggs. Uh-oh. Hate that. We were in a hatchery of some sort. The shock of Ezra's punch caused those eggs to hatch. Massive mosquitoes with the faces of humans slowly crawled out from the cracked shells. I hate it here. I hate it here. Spider bug looking head ass. Good lord. Detective, they're coming! Ezra yelled urgently. Yuria, let's try what you suggested, whatever it is. Yeah, just... Oh no! I hate this. I handed my pipe over to Yuria. Ezra held the blade and prepared herself for combat. The mosquitoes hovered in the air for a moment before charging at us. Ezra's fiery sword sliced through several mosquitoes, but it wasn't nearly enough to stop them all. The insects bit Ezra and started sucking the blood out of her body. Make it quick, Yuria. It's done. Try imagining fire in the same way as you turned your pipe into the red sword. She gave me back my pipe, now with a red ribbon tied around it. I led in a red breath. Bursts of flame arose from the pipe's bowl, which then took the form of birds. The burning birds fly into the giant pests feasting on Ezra and set them ablaze. Thanks, Detective. Ezra's voice lacks energy. My body rapidly grows cold. It's as if my life's warmth is being drained away. I suppose everything must come at a price. Let's take the stairs over here. The store isn't locked, thankfully. Yuria gave us good news this time, flinging open the door to the stairwell. The birds of flame bought us enough time to make our way to the door. Goodness, Yuria muttered as soon as she stepped into the stairwell. A stream of people flows along the staircase. It's quite literally a river of humans. They float down the stairwell, their limbs tangled up with each other. Detective, is this the end for us? Ezra barely managed to speak. Not today, I answered faintly. Also, for those of you who don't know, Seonbae is a Korean honorific used to address seniors or mentors, almost older students, experienced athletes, people who have worked longer in a business, etc. It's almost identical to the Japanese honorific senpai. Although we typically try to avoid using honorifics in our translation, this is one of the few times where an exception has been made due to the difficulty of finding a suitable English equivalent. Yeah, no, that's fair. In this rush, I desperately hold onto Ezra and Yuria's hands. Bro, this is just rapid-fire distortion fuckery. Like, good lord. This is menacing. There is a swift torrent of people that looks as though it could carry off anyone who may carelessly tread in it. We're out of options. Our only choice is to let the current take us wherever it may lead to. Ezra, Yuria, I need you to trust me. Sure thing, Chief. Alright. We're jumping into this stream. Understood. What? The difference in attitude is palpable. I'm the first to step into the river. I was sucked right in as soon as I immersed a foot ankle deep into the stream of flesh. As I quickly descend along with the wave, I catch a glimpse of every floor. The 7th floor, where employees are crawling on all floors, viciously preying on each other. The 6th floor, where humans folded into cuboid shapes are stacked up. Oh god, it's fucking Tears of the Kingdom in there. The 5th floor, where drowned employees are floating in the air. The 4th floor, where a number of people are offering a human sacrifice to what appears to be a statue of a person who reached nirvana. Hey, is that a... That sounds kind of similar to the Otis ego. The 3rd floor, where the minds of employees are being absorbed by a dark shade. In the turbulent tide of humans tangled with one another, my consciousness slowly fades. The boundary of consciousness is collapsing. People's distortions join each other in a large flow, entering the underground floors. It's a JoJo reference. Everything is a JoJo reference. JoJo invented anime, obviously. I'm confident that I can keep a firm grip on my sanity. But can Ezra and Yuria retain themselves in this current state just the same? My worries soon erode into fragments and drift along the stream. Reminiscences of the past swell up in my mind, memories of my past missions, companions I couldn't protect, my incompetence that drove them to their demise. It's as if all my regret and longing is being stirred up. The emotions become one with the flood and float away. In this rush, I desperately held onto Ezra and Yuria's hands. How far have I gone down? How much time has passed? When I came back to my senses, no one was around me. Where did all the people go? What about Ezra and Yuria? My head is pounding. You must be awake by now. A nostalgic yet despicable voice reaches my ear. If you're hearing this, that most likely means you're at the 15th basement floor of Taeyong Produce Co. I always love to play silly games like this. You have a lot of questions for me. That's a pre-recorded message. Now I see why Han Hei-jun visited my office recently. I've been playing into his hands all along. Indeed, you always trusted me and I did every favor I asked of you. I'm guessing you were behind the incident that I caused that day as well. This is not the time for that, though. We have more important questions to address. How did I leave a message here to talk with you? What happened to your adorable assistants? How was I able to use the distortion to my advantage? I won't let your cunning words sway me anymore, you sly serpent. It's my business to take care of my partners, and I decide my own path. Sure you do. I'm just trying to give you a small heads up. All the anomalies that occurred in this company, they were set up for one reason. I wanted to let you know that I found a clue about the distortion you're chasing after. As you've seen here, I can now harness the distortion to an extent. Moses, doesn't this give you a glimmer of hope that you may finally repent for what you did? You know, I was already about to go meet you anyway. There was no need to pull this nonsense on us. But if I didn't go to such lengths at the very minimum, your hatred towards me wouldn't have carried much weight at all, now would it? What a paltry concern. I'm carefully preserving all my wrath just for you. Why don't you prepare a silver platter in the meantime so I can put your head on it? Click. You must be awake by now. If you're hearing this, that most likely means you're at the 15th basement floor. Oh god, that's right. That son of a bitch. He knows how to mess with me too well. I must focus on fighting Ezra and Yuria for now. Fluorescent lamps light up the underground space. This was the 15th basement floor. It's entirely surrounded by pure white surfaces. And Ezra is standing idly in the middle of it. Ezra! I took out my smoking pipe and put it in my mouth. Then I placed my hand on my forehead. It looks like Ezra's distortion is still within my ability to solve. She seems so tiny and powerless, standing on the opposite side of the room with her head bowed. Detective, I couldn't protect her. This is just like back then. I trusted you, Detective. Yuria was laid still at Ezra's feet, unconscious. Though, I still believe in you, actually. Yuria's red ribbon is tied on to my smoking pipe. I quietly tasted the smoke as I looked up at the ceiling. Large antlers resembling those of a stag were grown on Ezra's head. Through my eyes, Ezra has always worn a mask on her face. Though I could never quite tell whether the mask was a true expression of her feelings, But this time, numerous masks are plastered all over her body. The river of distortions got her in the end. I suppose solving the distortion of my pretty precious sidekick is one case I can work on free of charge. I let in a violet breath. Oh shit. Fucking breakcore shit starts up. Let's go! Second warning time! Second warning time! Let's fucking go! second warning is an absolute fucking banger, dude. Let's dance, Ezra. Ezra, a diligent child who has little faith in herself. Ezra wore a different mask every day. I could only read the expression of the mask covering her face. I don't know what her true expression beneath the mask may be, but I decided to accept what's shown on Ezra's mask as her expression. I never bothered to forcefully resolve her distortion until now. This time it's different. She's on the verge of losing herself, swept by others' distortions. Her entire body is covered in the masks of many others as proof of her perilous state. Ezra prepares a mask for each person she confronts. Ezra prepares an emotion for each mask she wears. Can only begin to fathom the storm raging in her mind. I love this distortion. This is neat. It's very cool because Ezra is such an upbeat and positive character that it's like, it's very sad to see her being, you know, going through it like this, but it's also pretty neat just because, like, masks and psychology go kind of hand in hand. And so seeing that she's got too many masks is like, it's like a distortion overload. It's very cool. By the word, I once got bored. I wrote a distortion of a coffee barista. That's pretty base. You'll have to let me see it at some point. The 15th basement floor. Ezra and I are facing each other in this white room. Loud noises come from Ezra's masks. Voices of laughter, crying, anger, anxiety, melancholy, distrust, disgust, and joy fill the chamber. How much trauma can you fit into that dimensional bag of yours? Not enough, as it turns out. I coiled my violet whip around my hand. Let's dance, Ezra. I lashed out at Ezra, my first target, a laughing yellow mask on her right leg. A voice rings in my head when I grapple the mask with my whip. What's your favorite kind of sandwich, Moses? Mine would be mustard. Then mustard is my favorite, too. I pull the whip to tear off the yellow mask from her body. It makes me feel nauseous. Ezra lets out a scream. Oh, this is the Readalong chapter. I called it morning coffee. That's such a good fucking name. Holy shit. Ezra lets out a scream. Please bear with it for just a bit. The red mask on Ezra's left shoulder gives out a screech. Ezra grabs the whip and pulls me toward her. I release the tension in my body. In a moment's notice, I'm sent flying in her direction. Rah, I'll kill them all! I'll break everyone who's got to die! Ezra swings her fist at me as I'm being dragged toward her in the air. Using the momentum of the pull, I manage to propel my body away from her fist's path. I wrap the whip around Ezra's body and jump onto her shoulders. Then I grab the red mask with my hand and tear it off. Use violence only when it's necessary. Her. Ezra swings her fist at me as I'm being dragged toward her in the air. Using the momentum of the pull I manage to propel my body away from her fist path her. I wrap the whip around Ezra's body her and jump onto her shoulders her. Then I grab the red mask with my hand and tear it off. Oh boy. Shrieking, the red mask is ripped out and thrown to the ground. My hand turned red from the searing heat of the mask. I feel like there's a better... Ezra struggled hard, crushing me onto the floor in the process. I feel a sore pain. A bone or 10 must have cracked. It'll cost a fortune to get my back fixed. I confronted Ezra's masks and tore them off one by one. With every mask I removed from her, a burst of Ezra's emotions came forth. An ice-cold mask. A mask that eats away the mind. A mask with rusted nails hammered into it. Nails? Hammered? Thinking emoji? The morning coffee is a barista who can change their appearance, always making cups of coffee. Anyone who drinks it turns mad and craves for that coffee. They're willing to kill people or do whatever it takes for it. Is that a fucking Silent Girl reference? God, I wonder. I wonder if this is it's the eternal question of where does Silent Girl and Nagel and Hammer, Nagel and Grob? I feel like Grober is in there at some point, but I'm not sure. When does the N-Corp spookiness get involved? Like, where's the line between the two of them? Nagel und Hammer, there it is. Like, Is Silent Girl a reference to Nagel und Hammer, or does Nagel und Hammer know about Silent Girl and took on that motif? I don't think the latter is the case. It seems more likely to me that the former would be the case. And it makes me nervous for any time that nails are brought up in this fucking setting, but anyway. I still believe Dawn is connected to N-Corp. It's certainly spooky that Dawn took to N-Corp's thing just completely smoothly. Thought about Silent Girl and Nagel and Hammer, and all I can think about is what if she was a part of their singularity? I don't know. We'll certainly have to find out as time goes on. That's a good theory, though. These are not your true emotions. They're facades. Faces you want other people to see of you. I was scalded. I don't think this is TOS. I think this is fine. Grobhammer is Guido's title. Got it. And the fact Dawn has nails outside their prison window stabbing people. I don't think this is a Millie alert. I think we're good. I thought about, okay. Yeah, this is someone singing. Yeah, this is the Rhodia chapter ending theme. I was scalded, bled from hammers, bled from splinters, got frostbite, and threw up from sickness. Only one mask remained. It's sadness. The absolute last mask of Ezra's that I wanted to face. I couldn't save them. That time I couldn't protect them all. I'm so sad. The blue mask embedded in the center of Ezra's chest is crying, tears falling from its eyes. No, dear, that sadness isn't yours. The emotion was forced upon you by others. If you aren't feeling sad, there's no need to make yourself feel sad, no matter how others look at you. And I'm really feeling sad, though? You aren't sad because you couldn't save everyone that day. It was an excruciating task to bring myself to speak the next part, but I continued on nonetheless. You're sad that I'm bearing regret for what happened. The mask opened its mouth and began wailing loudly. My head felt like it was on the verge of bursting from hearing its cry. An unstoppable stream of tears started falling from my eyes. Crash shatter. The mask broke apart and several shards were stuck in my chest. The wounds bled tears instead of blood. Ezra was back to her usual self. She's knelt down, staring into the floor. I slowly walked over to her. It's over now, dear, and gently caressed her head. I'm sorry, Detective. I'm sorry. Ezra whimpered. The next issue at hand is Uria. She seems to be in a perilous condition as well, although she doesn't seem to have been afflicted with the torrent of distortions, judging from the state of her body. I placed my hand on my forehead and whiffed my pipe. Bro, this fucking series. I like how this is paced super well right now. Korean karaoke alert. I think Korean karaoke is fine to have playing. The reason why I thought up that theory is because of what the N-Corp identity said, the nail being special. I think it was only said about Kraus and because she modified her nail. True. The B letter is effectively a S sound. Strass, gross. Two easy examples. Neat. I did not know that. Music had timing earlier. The music consistently seems to have pretty decent timing. There is little I know about Uria as a person. This child did not have one thing in common, however. I do not see any distortion from Uria. I might have to give up my my crusade for Yi saying Shredder. Isn't the Shredder gonna be still in the like the what's it called? The gacha pool. So like you can get it still. It's gonna not be the most, likely thing, but it's still possible. Uria was lying on the floor with her eyes closed. I opened her eyelid to check if the pupil responds. This isn't an ordinary coma. Her self has been detached. I've seen this kind of condition before. The body is alive, but the mind is dead. Thankfully, her brain is still functional. There's still a chance. Ezra, bring me a scalpel sterilized. I need one that can cut through bone. Roger, you're gonna perform the operation I'm thinking of, right? I'll take out the stasis preservation cube in that case. Yes, we're extracting her brain. Whoa, what? Okay. Initiate brain extraction. I pulled a pair of sterile gloves out of the inner pocket of my coat and snapped them on. I feel like that was the thing that you throw in to fucking foreshadow the next bit and get people interested. Yes, we're extracting her brain. Just what the fuck? Alright, the only things not in the extraction are Soup Claire and PRSU. Okay, so I can continue grinding for whatever I want. Hell yeah. Let's go. I need to go move some laundry around real quick. My fancy shirt for my my suit and tie is gonna be is currently in the wash. So give me a moment. I will be back in just a tick. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. The Cromer whistle being in the OST. I wonder what tier 4 will unlock. They are in the extraction, but they will be gone from the buyout until season 3. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, if they're in the extraction, like, fuck it, I'll roll it. Especially egos. Like, I can understand identities being a little oof, but, like, egos, you can literally, like, thin down the number of egos that are available in the gacha just by, like, rolling them as time goes on. So make sure you do daily pulls with your fucking paid currency. That shit is quality. If you have paid currency, I don't know. If you're 100% free to play, that's a little rough, but yeah. Anyway. Ripping out Uria's brain. Are you guys insane? A small noise tickles my ears. It's Uria's voice. Over here, I'm here. Ah, detective! The teddy's moving! The teddy bear strapped to Uria's waist was wriggling its body. Ladies, could you please keep my brain inside my head and release me from this belt while you're at it? Okie dokie! What have we gotten ourselves into this time? It appears that Uria's consciousness has carried over to that doll somehow. I fix my sight upon the small plush dusting itself down as I smoke from my pipe. Never experienced this kind of stuff before, although I do have a guess. The teddy bear crossed its arm. Ezra looked flustered by the sight. This teddy bear is the same type of object as your pipe. Oh, this teddy bear is the same type of object as your pipe. In other words, it belongs to me and me alone. You can tell this much, right? Which means it's something that responds to your emotions. That's right. When I was being swept away by that gross tide, it felt like the thoughts of other people were invading my head. I wanted to run from those thoughts by any means. That's when my teddy surrounded me and kept me safe. In summary, an act of bizarre force transferred your mind from your body into that teddy bear. Mm-hmm. That looks to be the case. After all, these tools of ours resonate with our emotions. So, do you know how to come back? Nope. You're admitting it quite boldly. Isn't this exciting, rather? We're opening a new horizon. This phenomenon is worth analyzing further. We'll have a lot to talk about when we head back. Oh, I never got to this one. I never did this fight, Lamau. Nervous laughter. Yeah, I certainly hope that Tier 4 Uptie is like an actual update to people's kits and not just stats. God, yeah, as I look at the base egos, I see, honestly, they might have foreshadowing in them already. Yeah, we're gonna do that up to, yeah, no, I never beat, RR. I just kind of dropped it after a while, because I kind of got bored doing nothing but fucking, Limbu streams for a very long time. So we went off and did something else. But this definitely has, PTSD vibes. We'll be doing the next one that comes up. I might even try to race the next one that comes up, but we'll maybe not race in terms of like get there, but in terms of like getting a solid prog time, like turn count, that sort of thing. As she says, there will be much to discuss with each other now, if we can get back safely, that is. Ezra, carry Uria's body. Putting a person in a dimensional bag could have unforeseen consequences. Got it! Ezra lifted Uria's lifeless body and took it under her arm. Please handle it carefully, Sionbe. It was a classic PM puzzle fight. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. No. Millie Alarm! And this is the... Millie Alarm! It's not this time of the year. It's fucking May. It's... yeah, no. Yeah, it's May. For a little bit longer. It is not that time of the year. It's almost Pride Month. Fuck off. Yuria, would you like to get inside a pocket? Please put me on your shoulder, Detective Moses. I want to see the same scenery as you do. Oh, hi, Sinclair. How's it going? I put my head to my forehead and whiffed my pipe. Who could have known that I'd be doing something like this in my life? I bent down to pick up the teddy bear and I placed it on my left shoulder. Oh my gosh, Detective, that looks so good on you! Ezra hopped in excitement. That wouldn't help heal our wounds. Since both of you are safe and sound now, albeit in different shapes, let's figure out how to escape this underground warehouse. Got it! Understood. It'll take some time to get used to someone speaking right in my ear. Knowing where the river of distortions disappeared to would provide a crucial role for the way out. There's no exit or drain to be found in this white room. I carefully felt around the wall and knocked on it. The wall seems to be made with a material that feels like glass panes used in laboratories. Figures. Hey, I know you're watching us from behind that wall, pal. I believe it's time that you explained what's going on here. Clap, clap. I hear someone clapping. Detective, behind you! Ezra shouted. The wall turns translucent, revealing a dark silhouette standing behind it. Excellent, Moses. You managed to reach this place in one piece. One piece? And you ultimately drove us into this corner. You are a capable person, I will admit. You even saved your colleagues and kept yourself alive on top of that. Thanks to you, our company has effectively gone bankrupt. Yes, I will keep fucking making that joke. You can't stop me. Vergilius starts dressing up as Mihawk. That would be fucking amazing levels of drip. Can we get much higher? Can we much higher get? Sounds like the machine translation here. What is a produce company in the back streets doing meddling with creatures? Was it a secret weapons supplier in disguise? I do not have enough lore knowledge. Well, I'll be taking a look at the egos probably sometime after the update happens, which unfortunately I'm not going to be able to jump on the update as soon as it comes out because interview for job, the struggle. What is a produce It's a humble company with dreams, that's all. Taeyong Produce Co. is an ambitious firm that aimed to become a wing. It's true that there's a vacant spot in the ranks of the wings ever since L Corp in the South fell. Still a huge dream to have, I must say, Yuria pointed out. One should dream big, as they say, though a remarkably difficult and taxing process. We acquired a lead on Lobotomy Core Singularity after paying a great price. About Ingefallen, the so-called eco-friendly energy. Seems like it will be later tonight when it's even out. Yeah, it comes out at about like 6 my time, which I probably could hop on that, but I'd still rather save it for. Actually, We'll see. Because I may have to run around tomorrow. Which means I might not be able to stream tomorrow. So I'm going to have to run around and do some very important business stuff. I'm debating whether... I'll keep you guys up to date on the Discord. We'll put a poll up in the Discord and the Patreon as we go. Distortion and energy, a combination I couldn't possibly have imagined. And they mentioned Lobotomy Corporation, a former wing out of the blue. What is this person talking about? I'm sure you have many things you'd like to know. Now, let me do you a favor and answer one question of yours, whatever it may be. It's the prize for making it here alive, and a reward for leading our company to ruin. My head is pounding, my body about to crumble. My broken ribs ache, my burnt hand stings, my left cheek is freezing, the blood leaking from my chest is losing warmth. So many things happened to us today. Ezra stands before me carrying Uria's body. She seems to barely holding on to her consciousness. She's bled so badly that a puddle of blood is forming beneath her feet. Usually I would have asked who they are, when they, where they brought that odd box from, and what exactly has happened in this company. However... Ruina has come to our company. Do you remember our company? Opulent and imperial. I don't have I don't have time for any more of your horse shit and conspiracy. Oh. I don't have time for any more of your horse shit and conspiracies. All we want is to leave this place and rest. I'm not interested in anything else right now. Are you sure you're going to be okay with that? Opportunities like this won't come often. The library has received guests. They seem to be a rowdy bunch. That's the, fucking, what's it called? Distortion ensemble moment. Or the operators from fucking Arknights. So wait, she literally just says, alright, cool, bye, and doesn't give... Okay, well. I answered as I puffed smoke from the pipe. That's a shame, but if you insist... The walls of the white room split apart to reveal an elevator. You can use the lift back there. There's no tricks or traps placed there to harm you, so fret not. If killing you all was our goal, you would have been dead meat far before you could get here. Can't be bothered to tell if they're speaking the truth. Let's go, Ezra. Yes, Chief! We took the elevator. This hellish day is coming to an end at last. I want to get back to my home immediately, get treated and lie down. I'm sure Ezra shares my sentiment, and I have many things to discuss with Uria. I imagine there will be a ton of things to clear up once we head back. The elevator's doors are closing. The silhouetted person, muttered in the back. I've lost. Are they talking to themselves? You... Three. Who is that person talking to? Diaz. As soon as I hear that word, my eyes open wide. Blood and rage rush to my head. I must ask that bastard what they meant when they spoke that word. The doors aren't completely shut yet. My body acts before rationality can have a say. I sprang for them. Detective Moses, what's wrong? Uria jumped down from my shoulder. Right as Uria landed on the floor, Ezra stood in my way and harshly blocked me as if she were preparing for this. She struck me on the back of my neck. Sorry, Detective. We've got to live first. I fainted, collapsing into Ezra's embrace. Damn! 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 Okay, so it seems like this group definitely knows about Lobotomy Corporation stuff, like Ankefallen, which is, you know, kind of not good, considering, you know, that's a very important piece of information to have, and a very dangerous one at that. So that'll be fun trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. I'm debating whether or not we end here, because that seems like a pretty good ending point. That said, this has been a very short stream, so maybe we go I'm almost nervous to start to keep going, just in case we wind up going for a good bit longer, you know? Also, I now headcanon Darkest Dungeon to be a prequel to the city, especially after the ending of 2. I haven't seen the ending for 2. Does 2 have an ending at that point? Yep, it's a full story. Damn. All right, well, I guess I have to play Darkest Dungeon 2 at some point. If you can call it a story. Oh. Uh-oh. Heads or tails, y'all? What do you think? Keep going. Let me start a poll. I can imagine what the fucking response to this will be. I'll give you 2 minutes if you're not paying attention. I know my desire. I mean, it's good, but it's a bit disconnected from the gameplay for the most part. That's not necessarily a negative. That's more just them not taking advantage of the unique properties of video games, which God knows enough good games exist out there that fuck that up. Well, let's see how the vote is going. Split down the middle. Fuck. Compared to the first game, it does its own thing with the story. I'm still thinking, I'm considering if I like it or not. Fair enough. I'm gonna have a tic-tac. Tactic. We're doing a tactical retreat. God, we are split straight down the fucking middle. If anyone has any vote, heads or tails, you guys are gonna make me make a choice, you bastards. How dare you do this to me? You absolute monsters. Played Loop Hero, it does something similar. All right, End Off here wound up winning by like an inch. I agree with that. That was a pretty good point to leave off on. They have escaped from the big spooky facility that we kind of started off here, and they are now back at the office, presumably. Good. Distortion Detective was already pretty decently well done in the first bits, but this is... I can really feel the series starting to get its legs under itself. Like, the pacing is good. We still have good... It does this nice melding of action sequence and character building sequence, where it's the kind of thing that Project Moon is only really able to do this, where it can take the insane madness of, like, a person's mental state and weave it directly into the combat. It's really, really good. I've always been impressed by their ability to do this, and so it's good to see that I haven't fucking slipped an inch. I'm trying to think if there's anything else to say. Keep your eyes on the Discord. I have Limbu scheduled for tomorrow, but I need to run around and get some money checks ready to go. So we might not be streaming at our normal time tomorrow, but we may be streaming later tonight, like post interview for me, just so I can, like, you know, play it at the very least, because I do want to play the new Limbus content for y'all. We'll see how much energy I've got in me. I'll keep you guys updated, so just keep your eyes on the Discord. Yeah, we're gonna end off there. Thank you guys once again very much for coming by and watching me read Distortion Detective. It's a good series. I'm looking forward to reading more of it at some point here. Should be a very good time. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys either later tonight or sometime tomorrow. Have a good one.